First retreat in the Outer Rim. Okay.
Last time, the cliffhanger for the Acolyte left us with thinking we were going to get something with the Wookiee. Newsflash, we don't. The only thing you need to know is that these markings were the same markings that were on the face of the big bad witch and the supposed Ascended. It just appears.
About Master Soul. Did you say goodbye to him? It caused him enough trouble.
So you can't say goodbye to him? The man saved your life a second time and you couldn't say goodbye to him because you've caused him enough trouble? Wow, what an awful person. Anyway, OSHA 2.0, May and her beau, who we all suspect is her freaking master, or at least they want us to believe that, try to find the Wookiee. So anyway, Dickhead and his friends over here are talking about May. Soul tells them that she doesn't know who her master is, and it's very important that they understand who trained her.
This girl could become a major threat.
She's not disciplined.
Yet she eluded you, and she killed 2 Jedi Masters.
So when they're all having this meeting, I find Greenhead Granny Gamora a little bit annoying because she's making it seem as though Soul deceived them on purpose or something. Probably so she can look like the high and mighty person.
How odd. She turns up all these years later, trained by one of our own. You think a Jedi told her? Even a hologram can tell me that.
We must alert the High Council.
The High Council would be obliged to inform the Senate. A scandal like this would inspire fear and mistrust.
I'm guessing she means from the regular folk, but I mean, if she looks like a Jedi and she's going around doing this anyway, doesn't it achieve the same thing? Maybe I'm not understanding.
Master Maestra, please.
Why didn't you tell me about this?
I did, as soon as I knew.
No, Soul. 16 years ago. Why didn't you tell me there was a chance this poor girl survived?
What in the world? What is she talking about? Why? What? If he knew, what is the point of this dialogue? Is it to make the greenhead bald Jada woman look like an idiot? Because they have achieved that at maximum.
If I thought there was, of course I would have.
I like how she looks at him like, oh yeah, well, you're kind of right. That was kind of stupid to say.
But I saw her fall. No one could have survived that.
Here's the other thing I don't, I question, right? He used the Force to protect Osha when she was about to fall over the cliff. But in episode 3 of the Acolyte, when they're falling, he's already a Jedi Master. So when she falls and we see the 2 girls here, Soul was already there. Why couldn't he use his Force to help her? Does the Force have a distance limit? I'm pretty sure it does. But for a Jedi Master, I would have thought this would have been nothing. Okay, let's say he was too far away. When Osha is about to fall, look how close he is. Why didn't he use the Force to stop her the way he did in episode 1 when she loses her footing and she surely would have fallen over the edge? At this point, shouldn't it be like a reflex or something? Look, he didn't even have to move. So you mean to tell me back then, the Jedi were deemed to be super powerful, but only when the plot deems it so? And did he even check? What if she had fallen and hung on to something? Maybe he's like, let's just grab the good one and get out of here because to hell with the bad one. Certain things are not adding up to me, but you know how I am, the overthinker and all that jazz.
Personal connection with her and her sister is not a benefit here.
But that's literally the reason why she didn't kill him when she had the chance. I mean, she has ties to people who are her family, so why would that not be a benefit? I would think that to get to someone, you would try to utilize someone that she loved in the past or had a connection with, right? Even if May hates him and wants to kill him, she loves her sister, or there's a chance that she might, and her sister loves Soul, which might protect both of them. There's a chance. And it's like Greenhead Goblin over here doesn't want to even try. She's talking about there's a chance that she could have survived, but you're not even giving him the chance that they may be able to reach her due to the connection that she has with her sister. What an idiot.
Your personal connection with her and her sister is not a benefit here.
May's objective is not solely her own. You must know that.
So is she being mind raped by someone? Because she still made the decision to follow whoever it is training her, right? So why are we taking all accountability from this person? He says that he fears that May is only a small part of her master's larger plan. But she still killed people now, didn't she? Well, the most important thing for them right now is to get the master. They want to know who that is. They want to get close to him. That's important. I would use honey to draw out the bees.
How do you kill a Jedi without a weapon? It has to be some sort of test, right? You engage unarmed, but you can use their saber. If you disarm them?
That wouldn't be beating a Jedi without a weapon. That would be disarming them and then using a weapon to kill them. It's still the same thing. What kind of stupid questions are these?
Or is that cheating? I'm just curious how you're gonna do it this time. You failed so much.
I didn't fail. I killed Indara, then I killed Tormund.
But you killed him your way. You have to kill the Wookiee without a weapon.
Seems pretty obvious that this guy is either her master or somebody who is under him. He's giving too much away, or the writers are trying too hard to make us think that's the case. If they try to do one of those switcheroos, subvert expectations, like, look over here, look at my hand waving so you can't see the big old tissue roll I'm pulling out of my ass. If they're doing one of those, it's so stupid because it's so glaringly obvious. Whether he turns out to be the bad guy or not, it's so glaringly obvious. And the rest of this episode is this guy laying it on thick and them walking. And May having second thoughts about her sister being Jedi scum, as she said. She asked about her because she's curious about her sister. She still loves her.
Osha!
So,
I went to find you and Jackie said you already left.
I'm sorry I didn't say goodbye.
No, you're not. Why do people say they're sorry and they're not actually sorry? You meant to do that. Don't say you're sorry. You're lying.
I need your help. I need you to come with me on this mission.
Didn't he say she wasn't ready? Didn't he say that she had too much anger and he didn't want her seeing her? Is my memory serving me correctly?
I will confront her.
No, I must face her alone.
You brought me here. We both knew this is where this troop was headed.
I didn't know you were still so angry.
Still confused as to what she showed him to prove that she was that angry that she couldn't talk to her sister. Regardless of how angry she is, I still think it would do good to draw May in because Osha's still her sister. I don't know. And now he's flipped the script so heavily.
I'm sorry I didn't say goodbye.
I need your help. I need you to come with me on this mission.
Oh my, do you now?
You want me to rejoin the Jedi?
No. That's not what I said.
Why is she so disappointed? Am I forgetting something? Isn't she the one who said she left on her own?
Look, I was trained to be a Jedi. When that didn't pan out, those skills aren't exactly transferable. Why would I kill Indara?
If I recall correctly, Master Indara advised the Jedi Council to discontinue your training when you were...
Leaving the Jedi was the hardest thing that I've ever done, but it was my decision. But it was my decision. But it was my decision.
You heard it first from the horse's mouth. She left. It was her decision. Maybe that's her way of coping, but I don't know. I'm at liberty to take things at face value if the characters are saying them, even though they constantly contradict themselves. So now her looking all thirsty to be rejoined to the Jedi seems kind of out of character based on what we saw, unless she was lying.
Not officially.
You need me so you can get to her.
Duh, didn't you also want to use yourself for that very reason, you idiot? That's what they've been doing all this time. What in the world is going on? Am I just stupid? Is my frontal cortex or the squishy parts of my brain that like things to make feely noises and softy sensations just not working correctly? Don't answer that, because I know. But I think that there is a minuscule percentage of my brain that you can't even really call brain matter that would understand from A to B that this seems in blatant contradiction than what we saw in the previous episodes.
You can get to her. So, I can't.
When I told May you were alive, her eyes softened. She became a different person. If you come, they will allow us both to go. I don't want May to get hurt.
I mean, I know he feels that way, but it's kind of insensitive because she just killed a bunch of people. Okay, I am so confused. I get it. Like, I'm trying to think about it because I've had a similar situation with my dogs that I probably talked about before and I probably will talk about again at some point later. And yes, I understand. I've only had domestic issues with dogs between dogs attacking each other sometimes because of some scuffle. But if my dog were to kill another person's dog, as much as I don't want her to get hurt, I would be like, you know what? It is what it is. And my dog killed your dog. There's no coming back from that. The punishment must be met. Just like if I killed someone indiscriminately, I would expect the punishment to be a death sentence for me as well because I robbed somebody else of that right. Maybe he's just saying this to try and appeal to her, but it's not a good look from him. I mean, Jedi are supposed to be good people, and maybe he has a great heart, but he's giving Ned Stark. So benevolent that you become a buffoon.
I know you don't either. There is still good in her. The part of her that loves you.
She's a murderer.
I believe you.
How is it the person that's supposed to be younger than the supposed master has more of a moral compass than he does? She kills somebody's maybe mother, sister, daughter, what have you, and son, brother, father, what have you, just in cold blood for no reason from the outside. And but it's okay because they're still good inside her even though she killed these people. I like how he's completely diminishing the lives of the other Jedi that he knew. Weren't these your friends?
But she's still your family.
Bro, what are you doing? Just tell her, look, we need to get her master so she doesn't hurt anybody else. I know you love her, but what needs to be done needs to be done. Oh, she killed a bunch of people and she's on her way to kill more, but they're still good inside her. But she's a murderer, Saul. Yeah, but like, she's your sister though, so like, you know what I mean? She's not a child anymore. She knows what she's doing and she killed people. She killed people. I don't even know. Who is this person? Like, stop. Well, you said the magic words. I guess I'm going with you. Because, you know, great observation. My twin, I just totally forgot somehow that she was my family member. Thanks for reminding me. Dumbass script. So anyway, they're on the way to that forest area with the Wookiee and they're saying they haven't heard from him in over a year. And they have a tracker with them because the plot said so and it's convenient. They need to push things along. And it's going to be hard to find someone in that thick forest or on this planet. So they just took this otter thing from out of nowhere, and he's like, okay, I'm a sniffed her. And it's just like plot convenience. Where was he when the whole thing crumbled to the ground? Why didn't they try to search for survivors? Never mind. That's assault. He didn't touch you.
Who is that? That's Basil. Is he or they with us?
What a strange dialogue. I was so confused because at first I thought she meant like there's multiple of the otter things on the ship, he or they with us. So I'm thinking, oh, that one and there's more of them. If they had more of those creatures, that would totally make sense. So you would have a good amount of them tracking and cross-referencing each other. But no, it's just the one guy. So why does she say they? They, what? I don't understand. Like, is there no female in his species? Is there just male and then plural? Confusing. I don't know if that was a miscommunication in the script, but she said it so emphatically, it made me believe that she intended for it to be in there, and she didn't think to question what it meant, because I would have been like, did you mean to say she or it?
Any questions, civilian?
No, very comprehensive briefing, Yord.
Because they're pushing the romantic angle throughout this entire thing, I would totally see, like, in an anime world, Yord and Osha ending up together because he's all stoic and like, I'm doing my job. You're an asshole and I still think you're a criminal. And she's like, but I'm innocent and I'm so cute. And he's like, yeah, but I gotta do my job. You're still fucking murderer, I think. Yeah, but like, I can suck that dick though, daddy. And he's like, oh shit. Oh well, I mean, if you can suck this dick though, I mean. So they land on the world, and then they're looking for the Wookiee from this ugly ass, freaking Rumpelstiltskin, Tony Soprano, goblin version thing.
We're looking for a Wookiee. He's big and hairy.
Like the guy that you're speaking to? Nobody could draw anything? Like, did she have a picture? Is that device showing him what's going on? She looks like she's just translating it. All the technology that they have, and they don't have a picture of what a Wookiee looks like?
You're gonna need to hand that blaster over.
Well, it's mine now.
Well, it's actually the property of the Jedi Order, so I'm afraid I'm going to have to insist that you hand it over.
I like how he's trying all to be hard and shit. This fine ass. I'm kidding. No, I'm not. Well, whatever. It doesn't matter. They're laying it on thick. It's not my fault. It's not. Shut up. Anyway, if everybody else didn't have a problem with her handing it, why does he have a problem with her handing it over? I think he's just being an asshole for the sake of doing that to her. Maybe he likes her or something and he just wants to swing his dick around and strangle her with it. Not really sure, but he's the only one doing that and giving her a hard time. Soul doesn't care, but then I can't really blame him because Soul doesn't care about anything. Soul's missing half of his brain. Yo, that John's neck is long. Holy shit. You ever seen people walking and they're just like, the first thing that comes to your mind when you see them is neck? That is what this guy is. Maybe it's an illusion. No, it's not. His neck is really so long, it's starting to like tilt. He looks like a human giraffe. Interesting. I wonder if whiplash is more lethal for people like this because it takes longer and more distance for their neck to keep going when they get in a crash. I wonder Never mind.
The locals say he ventured off into the forest and never came back.
Okay. Why? Is he a Jedi too? Is the Wookiee guy a Jedi? Why don't they have any surveillance or GPS on him? You would think that they'd have some information on the whereabouts of all the Jedi in the Order, right? What do I know? Like I said, I'm not a Star Wars fan, so a lot of this probably goes right over my head. I just figured super powerful beings like this that are part of an order or that have jurisdiction over certain things, they would keep each other accountable and they would know that one's missing and not just let them walk off and do whatever they want, you know, while they have a lightsaber. I don't know. Like I said, don't know what I'm talking about. So they're like, he's in there. Let's go. Into the forest. They ask how they're going to find him, and Killmonger version 16 is like, we have the tracker. Hello. So they give the tracker a piece of fabric. I'm guessing this is fabric that belonged to the Wookiee, but if he was gone for so long, would he still have his scent on it when it was rubbed up on anything else? How would the tracker know what to track? It's not like the scent is very fresh. Wouldn't the freshest scent be Yord's scent because the fabric was sitting inside of his pouch the entire time? I don't know. Maybe this thing knows exactly what to smell. I mean, it can't be that intelligent then. You can't tell it, hey, look for a Wookiee. You know what Wookiees smell like? If he has tracked things like this before, you'd think he'd have a catalog in his brain of what to look for, right? For example, foxhounds are bred and trained to hunt down foxes if they regularly track and hunt down foxes. But oh well. Off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. So we get these guys who used to be friends talking more and more.
Okay, well, if you're upset I'm on this mission, join the club.
I'm not upset. I am concerned for your safety.
This guy is giving so many mixed signals. He's like, give me your blaster, because you're a freaking criminal. Fucking hate you, bitch. And then he's like, but them lips you got on your face, though. Confusing as shit, and as toxic as it is, my mind, I'm like, damn, that's hot. It's so broken. Must fix him, like all us dumb females want to do.
Yord, I need to ask you a favor. Soul thinks that May can be saved.
Master Soul is a wise Jedi. You must have reason to suspect May will listen to what you have to say.
He's a wise Jedi, my ass. Soul is so, Yord, this guy is so up. He looks like the letter Y. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. He looks like, you know the foreground of leaves in video games? The parallax stuff and when the wind is swaying? Or like sea anemone? That's what he looks like. And it's not just because of his hair, it's the whole structure and everything, the way it just goes together. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So Master Jedi guy is supposedly really smart, but he's like the stupidest one in the entire order. And it doesn't make any sense, but I understand from Yord's point of view why he would think he's wise, because he trained under him probably. But he can't see past anything in terms of skepticism, even when it doesn't make sense if it's coming from Soul. Because if she had said she thought that May could be saved, he would have been like, well, you're an idiot. But because Master Soul said it, he's fine with it. It would have been so funny if Osha was like, I'm just kidding. I'm the one who thinks she can be saved. Right after he said that, and he's like, well, then you're crackhead. Yeah, but you just said he was a wise Jedi. Yeah, he was a wise Jedi, not you. You don't know what you're talking about. The only lips that you need to open are the ones between your legs.
Reason to suspect May will listen to what you have to say.
But if it comes to it, and she doesn't listen to me, you need to stop her. I won't be able to do it.
Osha,
Please. I can't hesitate a second time.
I've known you since we were younglings. May has always been your wound.
Are you gonna stop her or not? Like, I figured this would be his thing. He keeps flippy-flopping all over the place. 1 minute it's, I'm all ISTJ, a soldier on a mission, will do my duty. And the next it's like, but I love you. It's like, dude, pick a lane, bro. The minute she steps up and she decides to make the mature decision, he gets all goofy. He's all like, oh my God, you're speaking sense now? You're actually being serious and being mature? That's hot. I'm the one that's supposed to do that.
May has always been your wound. Maybe Soul brought you here to face her, but maybe he brought you here to face yourself.
I mean, technically she is facing herself since they're twins and they look exactly alike. So these two are in the forest and the otter is hot on their tail. And there are these lumpy things that are around the trees. The otter thing feels very strange. He's not liking the vibe. You see this forest, you know the forest is dangerous. So what does Osha do? She looks at the big lump on the tree and she doesn't know what it is. And she's like, I've got to touch it.
Look, she has to touch it. She can't not touch. She can't not touch. Once you see that, look at that. Once you see something, she's got to.
And of course, the thing was sleeping and something touched its butthole. And it's like, dude, that is so disrespectful that you just essayed me like that. So now I have problems. And the thing is so beautiful. It starts hovering around and Osha's like, oh my God, I woke it up. So I'll help us. So everyone rushes to the area.
Stand up.
It went straight for the saber.
It's attracted to light.
Not necessarily. Maybe it came at him because he drew attention to himself, but that's not initially why it was going after them. It's because someone touched its ass while it was sleeping and it did not like that, and it was trying to ascertain who did that. And then he stuck his sword out and is like, it was me. And the thing is like, okay, well, I'm suing or I'm gonna give you a slap because that was really disrespectful. And then it got sliced in the face. And there are more of these things.
I was able to sense that creature, but I disturbed it. And now it's dead.
Yeah. If you sensed it, you don't have to touch it. I'm glad that you're taking responsibility for your actions, but she's saying it as if, oh, well, that's what happened. I feel like a little more emotion in that scene would have made sense.
It's your fault he's dead.
So the girl who's into her is like, it's always an honor to get to witness anything or anyone transform into the Force. And Osha admits that she could never accept death as a true Jedi should. Maybe because of a traumatic issue of her family.
The resentment that I felt for my sister, even though I missed her at the same time.
We're not defined by what we lose. We're defined by what we survive.
I mean, that's cute and all, but if you're surviving something, it's because you lost something, so the two things are kind of intertwined, are they not? If you've lost someone, that can define who you are. And surviving alone doesn't account for all the emotional and psychological and sometimes physical transformations that you undergo. I guess they're trying to be like profound with this. I don't know if this is actually a Star Wars quote from the old movies, but I don't care. It sounds stupid because loss and survival, the two kind of mesh. They go together. So it's so simplistic and stupid to separate them like this. And it feels as though they're trying to be sagacious for entertainment's sake, saying something but not really saying anything like I do lots of the time. So anyway, Poison Guy, who we all think is partly evil, is saying, oh, it's only 10 minutes from here south. And May starts talking about the final lesson that her master wants her to learn.
But, okay.
It's not a test.
What?
It's not a test.
No, not a test.
He said, it's the final lesson is the one that you teach yourself. You will kill a Jedi without a weapon. And that attacking a defenseless person goes against everything the Jedi stand for. Now, unless they're going to come at it from a metaphorical angle where her sister is no longer a Jedi, and she made her not want to be a Jedi anymore because of their lovey whatever, then maybe they would go that angle. I don't see that happening, though. So yes, the question is, how do you kill someone like that unarmed?
It's not impossible. You know that.
Why is he getting so frustrated? So she's like, dude, okay, I love you, but it is impossible. Are you okay? She asks him to go get some water. And when he comes back, she set a trap for him because we saw that coming from a mile away. And she's like, look, it is what it is. I realized something. I don't need to do this anymore. I don't need to kill a Jedi without a weapon. I don't need to keep this deal. Now that my sister's alive, this changes everything, and I'm gonna give myself over to the Jedi. I'll surrender myself to the Wookiee dude.
It's 10 minutes south, right?
The Jedi will put you in prison.
Not after I tell them who I know.
He'll kill you.
You'd have to find me first. And I don't know if even he can make it all the way over here without a guide. I'll have to admit it. I did need you.
They're talking about the master, right? You don't think he has the capability of finding you? Who did she think she was working for?
You wouldn't let me confront my own Olega.
Exactly. Elephant in the room much?
You weren't ready.
But I'm ready now.
This is different.
It's different because you need her help. You don't care whether or not she's ready. You've made that very clear.
I feel different. I sense things again in a way that gives me the courage to face her.
Do you now? How eerily convenient this is all of a sudden. He says, once we get May safely to the ship, I'll explain everything to you, probably about her past and how it happened. And somehow they're gonna figure out something that makes everything that May did completely forgivable, and she's all innocent and does not have to face any repercussions for having taken the lives of others, unless, of course, they're still somehow alive. So the otter finds May and starts squealing. May runs into the Wookiee's house. She's like, you okay, dude? Obviously he's not, because he's just sitting there and hasn't broken her back. Turns out he's been killed freshly by a lightsaber, because of course he has. And anybody who probably was excited to see the Wookiee on screen, I feel so bad for you. It's no skin off my bones, because I didn't really care either way. I just recognized it. I'm like, oh, that's the Wookiee thing, because I know what it is. But it's not like I'm a fan, so none of this really bothers me. I did find it a little bit annoying, because I figured we would have seen a little bit more of him, but whatever. So the Jedi are like, come out, May. And I thought she was going to give herself away, and she doesn't. She just stays in the house. Didn't she say she was going to surrender to Kelneka? The other Jedi are there, so why won't you come out and surrender to them? Then they start feeling something hanky-spanky in the air. It gets a little too humid. And this is the only good part about this episode, when this thing behind her just descends. I have a feeling it's the poison dude. I could be wrong, though. Wouldn't be surprised either way.
What is that?
Funny she says, what is that, and not who is that? It's clearly a humanoid creature walking towards them with a mask on or a helmet. And if you don't know, chances are none of them do. But they do the suspense. They perform it very well at this last part of the episode. I don't know how long-lived that's going to be, because Disney has a habit of doing that, where they're like playing up their villains as being super dangerous. And then when you see them, they're like dangerous for 2 seconds and then not for 90% of the runtime.
Identify yourself.
Stand down!
Watch out! Run!
He just threw her. Now that scene was pretty good. I will give credit where credit's due. This is a very good shot. The way he takes out his lightsaber and it's red, unlike all the others, I think that means he's like an evil Jedi or something. He could have easily have sliced her through right up to between the top of her skull and cut her straight in half without her even realizing it. He could have easily have done that, but he was obviously making a show of him being there, and I just feel like it's the guy, you know, because now we can't see him, and he comes all of a sudden when he knows that what's-her-face is on her way to the Wookiee guy. Yeah, chances are we were right. If they make it so, I'm gonna laugh, because they were ham-fisting it so heavily. So heavily. It was so obvious that it would have been impossible for a dead person to miss it.
Watch out! Run!
And that's where it stops. And I bet that is the scariest, most suspenseful scene we're gonna get in the entire show. It's gonna be like all dangerous. He was able to do that so easily. And the rest of them are like, oh my God. I wonder if they're all toppling and turning because he used the Force. What's to stop them when he does the way he, that's kind of funny. What's to stop them? Look at them charging and they're not even in correct form. Your lightsabers are just, look, they're just like, like they're gonna slice you right in your face. And once he throws them, look at this. Once he throws them, that's kind of hot right there. That is so anime right there. But once he throws them and they're all topsy-turvying, what if they cut each other by accident? Look at their lightsabers all flinging around. What's to stop one other person's lightsaber from chopping off some other person's foot or something? You know how dangerous that is? I would have been like, let me put my lightsaber away so I don't hurt my friends. But whatever. And that's the end of this episode. It's definitely the least annoying episode. But then again, I know I've said this about the others. This was only half an hour long, and I watched it in super double speed, which made it feel like it was 15 minutes. You have no idea how that preserves my mental fortitude, being able to skip past it at that speed.